Hello, it's Melinda from Scrapbooking and Craft. Just coming on tonight to show you some items that I've made for a happy birthday challenge on YouTube. These are made for Anne Williamson, and she's on YouTube as Annalise Creations. I'll put the link in the description box below. So I've made her some tags. So this is going to be fun to get with the glare. So these tags are on 1.8mm chipboard, so they're quite sturdy. What I've done is all three tags were started the same. They were put some modelling paste on. So this is like a brick or a giraffe design with the modelling paste or texture paste. And then once that's thoroughly dried, I then went in with some gelatos, or the cheaper version of gelatos, if I can just grab one. Crayola Twistables that we can get here in Australia in Kmart. Recently I've seen them in Reject Shop as well. So that's what the background is, sort of wiped on with a baby wipe and wiped off. Actually, I believe I gessoed them. Yes, I put the texture paste on, I gessoed them, then I went in with the gelatos. So it's sort of tinted the texture paste, and I've wiped most of it off. And then what I've done is, it's got a bit of a shine, I'm trying to get the shine off it, I'm sorry. And then what I've done is embellished it. So these two dragonflies here are actually a stamp. It's a stamp that come on a free magazine, so it doesn't actually have a brand. And I've actually stamped them on like silver foil paper, like metallic silver foil paper, and cut them out. And I've done the wings 2 layers. So the wings sort of pop up if they're not stuck. The wings sort of will pop up. And I've got a pearl bling in the centre. So this down here, these 3 strips is actually 3 strips of like washi tape decoration that come with the stamp set as well. Then I've got a flower cluster of 3 flowers that I've actually mixed the gelato and water with, and then just inked up the flowers so they matched in the colour. And these sprays coming out from this flower cluster is actually the dragonfly wings from the stamp. So I stamped it multi times and cut it in different lengths just to add a bit of interest under the flower, and it's very shiny. I've actually stuck these on with Mod Podge, gloss Mod Podge, and you can sort of see the shininess of it, which is nice. And on the back, I've gessoed them on the back, and then I used the same Twistables in purple, blue and green, and they were quite primary colours because this is a blue, but once you blend them out with a baby wipe, they come out as really subtle, which was nice. And then I just randomly stamped a feather on the background of this one. I believe the feather stamp is from the same set of these stamps that come with the free magazine. So I made her 3 tags because once I started I couldn't stop. And it's good to work on a set of stamps when you're waiting for texture paste to dry. So these were worked on sort of all 3 at the same time. So this one's bricks with the texture paste. And then the same dragonflies. These dragonflies I just stamped on a bit of white cardstock, and then I watered down the gelatos or the Twistables, Crayola Twistables, and coloured them in, the dragonflies in green. I've put a vine stamp up here, which was only a short stamp, so I stamped it several times and then coloured it in with green. I again gessoed after I put the texture paste on for the bricks, I gessoed and then I rubbed in the colours from the Twistables, like the gelatos, just with a baby wipe, just to get it in there. And it stained the bricks a bit, but I like the effect. So I've got a bit of vine down this end as well. This bird here, which is like a peacocky, maybe it's a peacock with its feathers down, was on the same stamp set as the butterflies. And over the back, I've just done the same as the other one. Just gessoed it and then put the Twistables or the Crayola water-soluble crayons, gelato type things, on, and wiped it off with a baby wipe and then just stamped. These stamps are actually from a Amy Tangerine stamp set quite a few years ago. I've put the stamp set away now so I can't show you, but they were stamped in Stays On ink, so I really like how that one turned out. And then I did this one as well. This one's not so shiny, which is nice, so I might be able to actually take the camera out. There we go, and get this one in shot a bit better up this way. The others I sort of had to do on an angle. So again, this one's got the sort of the heart, not the heart, the cloud shape texture paste. So I only put like a couple of strips on. Then I gessoed it again and rubbed in the, used again the Crayola twistable water soluble crayon gelato type thing. So I rubbed that in the background, and then I added these mushrooms here, and this bird is actually from a really, really old K&N Company ephemera pack. I believe these may even be photocopies. Sometimes I photocopy my ephemera and just keep printing it out on my inkjet printer. And then it says down here, hello friend, in a little frame, and the feather. Same feather I used on that second tag, and that again comes from the Amy Tangerine stamp set. Not quite sure what the name of that one is. The images I felt needed a bit of grounding, so I've actually gone around with a Faber-Castell Pitt pen in some sort of green. It's the only one I own, apart from a small black one. Just seeing if it's got a name on it. Olive, green olive. That's one I received in a kit club, which I would subscribe to for a couple of years, and now the company no longer exists in Australia. So they'd send you supplies each month with, or each 6 weeks with instructions for a class. So I've got some odds and sods to play with, but I do want some more of these big brush markers. So I sort of outlined and then smudged in around the bird just to give it a bit of depth, and I've also done it around the edge of the card, and I've edged the edge of the card here as well, just to take off the white. The hello friend and these 3 feathers were actually stamped on a jelly print that sort of tied in with the same colours. So again, I've just done the same treatment on the back. I've done white gesso, used the twistable gelato type things to do the background, and just wiped it on and wiped it off with a baby wipe, and then just stamped the frames and the feathers. They've all got holes up the top, so you can put can put ribbons or fibres through them, but because I'm sending these through the mail from Australia, I do want to keep it quite flat, because it does keep the postage down. Otherwise it doubles the postage if you go over 2 centimetres thick, which puts it out of my price range for entering challenges if I have to keep doubling my postage every time. So I'll just show you the 3 tags all together. So they're sort of a set, so they've all got birds and they're all slightly different. So they're quite large tags. They're actually, do I have a ruler? Oh, yes I do. They're actually about 4 by 8.5 inches, so they're quite big tags. So there's a set of mixed media tags for Anne Williamson for her birthday challenge. So happy birthday, Anne. I won't put this video up until after you receive your tag, so I won't spoil the surprise. I may do some of these in process videos. I quite enjoy doing these. Not very much of a big tag person, but I thoroughly enjoyed making these, so you never know. I may do some more tags in the future. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch up with you again. Bye for now.